Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. The DRF Bets race of the day for Saturday, April the 7th is race number 9 at the Great Race Place. It is the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby featuring a mouth-watering matchup between two of the best 3-year-olds in the country, Bolt d'Oro and Justify, and you can play it with your very own DRF Bets account. All you have to do is sign up at drf.com/join. You get a $150 bonus, and you just have to type in the promo code TV150. Let's take a look at this field of 3-year-olds hoping to take that final step to the first Saturday in May at Churchill Downs in the Kentucky Derby. You can access free Formulator Pass performances for the Santa Anita Derby on the Race of the Day event page on drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take this field in post position order. And Matt Bernier, I know you got a Kentucky Derby future bet stashed away somewhere on the number 1 Instilled Regard. What happened last time in the Risen Star?
I have a piece of it. Lee Davis has it somewhere. Hopefully it's still in possession. Last time in that Risen Star, you know what? Maybe this is looking at it too simple or being too optimistic. I think something was just bizarre with the racetrack for the Risen Star specifically, because the undercard races, everything seemed to be fine. And then in the Risen Star, it was a complete merry-go-round. And I kind of feel like it was just sort of fortified, that thought anyway, when you came back and looked and saw what happened in the Louisiana Derby, where the 1-2 horses, Bravazzo and Snapper Sinclair, they didn't pick their feet up in the Louisiana Derby. And conversely, Noble Indy, who was basically right there with Instilled Regard throughout, he comes back and wins that race. I'm going to be kind and basically just draw a line through it and say it wasn't a disaster. It wasn't good. I think he's going to run better here. The problem is he's arguably running into the two most talented 3-year-olds that there are. I
think that's certainly a fair point about the Risen Star. You could argue that maybe he was compromised by the lack of pace, and he has shown flashes of true ability this year, and especially last year when he ran big in the Los Al Futurity behind the highly rated Baffert runners Solomini and McKenzie. Instilled Regard, the third choice, offers value if believe he can beat the top 2. The number 2 is Orbit Rain. This is a maiden, Bolt d'Oro's uncoupled stablemate. Really ran well when stretched out last time out, but I wonder how much that had to do with being on the turf.
Yeah, I'm sure that probably helped his cause too. And I hate to say this and make it as simple as this. There are a few runners in this race that I don't think have any chance, and I just have to just kind of shrug my shoulders and say if he wins, something crazy happened.
Bolt d'Oro, the number 3, 6-5 on the morning line. Multiple Grade 1 winner as a 2-year-old, third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Involved in that controversial disqualification in his seasonal debut, the Grade 2 San Felipe, bouncing and bumping off McKenzie basically for the last quarter of a mile. All in all, first start off the layoff, he popped a big 101 Beyer speed figure. Does he regress off that effort? Does he move forward off that effort? Does he need to do anything off that effort to win this race?
You know what? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to find out. I think probably at least a 100 it's going to take to win here. If he takes a step forward, is it enough? I don't know, because apparently Justify is the open-ended sort of case in this race, where I don't know if we have seen his best. The thought that he could move forward here in his third lifetime start is crazy. We'll get to him in a moment. I thought Bolt d'Oro ran really well in the San Felipe. I think he was clearly the second best horse that day. I think McKenzie was better than he was, but I think it's a heartening effort considering this is his first start since the Breeders' Cup. I expect him to come close to, if not exceed, what he did in that race. Past 5 years, dirt winner last out from Mick Ruiz, 5 for 16 with a 270 ROI. I think this horse is the horse to beat. No disrespect to Justify. Maybe Justify will be a better horse. I thought Bolt d'Oro was the best 2-year-old. I think he's still the best 3-year-old.
Loved the professionalism he showed in the San Felipe. After being bounced around, he stayed on his right lead. He stayed straight in the stretch. It was a really strong effort off of the layoff, and he is battle-tested, something that Justify is not. Justify has been brilliant in 2 starts against weaker horses. We know Bolt d'Oro can handle the tough ones. This is the acid test for Justify, and we'll find out how good Bolt d'Oro is as well. Jimmy Chill is the number 4. This is another maiden. Last time out, beaten over a sloppy track. It was a fast pace, but one of the pace pressers won, so I can't really hold that race against I can't really say he had an excuse in that race.
Yeah, I agree. I have to be honest. Again, this is just another horse. We've talked about it with Kent Dock. I see Jimmy Creed. Maybe the distance is going to be his friend. I don't really believe that to be the case. And 2 starts back, okay, he ran into a couple of decent horses, Restoring Hope and Longdon, but he's another one. I'd be stunned if something good happened here.
Pepe Tono was supplemented to this race. He is a winner around 2 turns, but was beaten about 8 lengths by Justify last time out. I'm not sure how he's going to turn the tables.
No, I don't think he can win this race. I suppose if you're looking for deep, deep plays and exotic wagers, maybe he can round out a try or a super.
Timeform U.S. pace projector could be key to this race. As we see, the number 6 Justify out there on the lead. His main competition, the 3 Boltioro in mid-pack. Boltioro might have to do a lot of running if Justify gets out there on the lead, slows down the pace, and gets brave. What can you say about this colt other than from 2 starts, he has shown uncommon ability, winning by a combined 16 lengths with Beyer speed figures of 104 and 101, and he's not a speed crazy need the lead type if someone else needs it. Plus, if the track happens to be wet, no problems. This is the class test for Justify, but that's a very promising pace projector.
Yeah, it certainly is. And really, that's the only unknown with this horse is can he handle this level of competition? I have a feeling he can. Baffert has been very, very confident about this horse all along. And even the fact that, okay, I understand McKenzie got hurt, and this is basically the home field for Justify. This is his backyard. The fact that he's just willing to swap one in for the other one and not go to Arkansas. We know how well he's done in the Arkansas Derby in the past. The fact that he's willing to just throw this horse basically to the wolf of all wolves in Bolt Doro, I think it's a very, very confident move. I expect him to run well. I'd be stunned if he got embarrassed and run off the track. I think he's going to go with a good account of himself.
He's giving up experience, and he's got to stretch out an 1/8 of a mile, only a 1/16 of a mile stretch out for Boltioro, who has raced around 2 turns on multiple occasions. Core Beliefs looked good, winning his 2-turn debut for Peter Urton last time out. I think some folks might say slow pace, speed track, that propelled him to a 90 Beyer effort, but I really liked the way he finished it off, and I think taking the blinkers off of this horse has helped him a lot.
Yeah, I love the way that he finished. I understand maybe it was a soft pace early on, but he really extended down the lane. I think he's a nice horse. Boy, this is a lot to ask in a short amount of time. I suppose, though, boy, you see, he's going to be forward. I wonder if they just send him at it there and hope that they can clear off.
Before we throw up our picks, I got to throw up a Bob Baffert formulator fact about Justify. Past 4 years, 3-year-old last out winning dirt routers in graded stakes at Santa Anita. He's only 11 for 22 and a positive return on investment at that, $2.56. Scary stuff. But it doesn't really scare us off Bolt D'Oro, because as we look at our top picks, we are going with the battle-tested runner, the 3 Bolt D'Oro, Mick Ruiz, Javier Castellano.
I think he's just right now, I think he's the most accomplished horse. I don't think there's really any denying that. Maybe he's not as talented as Justify, but I think maybe I'm being a little unkind here, a little harsh. I think Justify is going to be a bad bet this weekend, really in any situation, because although he may be one of the fastest horses, he's yet to prove that he can do it against this caliber of runner, and he's probably going to be the favorite when it's all said and done. I think Bolt Doro, he may not offer value, but I think he's at least a smarter play in here. And having said all that, I hope Instilled Regard runs well, because I just want him to get him into the gate.
Bolt D'Oro for both of us. I'll go 3-6-1-7 in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby. It is a giant afternoon of racing at the Great Race Place, and if you want to get involved with DRF bets and your very own account. Sign up at drf.com/join, access a $150 bonus, and just type in the promo code TV150 to do so. Approximate post time for the DRF Bet Saturday Race of the Day, 3:30 Pacific. Best of luck.